Hello everybody, welcome to It Was Tuesday with your host James Chen. It is the last episode of the Ultra Chen TV Awards for 2023, a tradition, long time running here on this channel. And today this is the last episode, and unfortunately we have to talk about things that I consider the worst of the year. But also a couple of other, very personal things, some random stuff, because sometimes there's just no category for things that I want to talk about. And then, like I said, some introspective personal resolution stuff that I want to talk about. But the first category we have here is worst of the year. Worst of the year. And the first thing I'm going to put down for worst of the year. Oh, no, this is not the last three. This is just the last segment for today. Worst of the year. Street Fighter 6 Zangief's Lariat. I have never seen this move this bad in my entire life. It's not good for anti-air. It's not good for going through projectiles. It's not good for anything. It's one of his better combo enders, and it's not even good for that. Every time I sit here and I try to buff Zangief, honestly, all of my suggestions are on this move. Like everything that I have suggested is always on this move. Zangief's Lariat is a staple tool that he has. Yes, even more than Green Hand. And a lot of people are saying, well, why do you need to Lariat through fireballs? Well, if you can actually Lariat through the fireball stays on the screen, so the other guy can't throw a fireball. So if you parry the fireball, it goes away and it lets the other person shoot another fireball. So that's the power of the Lariat. You would learn to Lariat early, and they throw the fireball, and as soon as it passes through you, you would end the Lariat, and you'd be able to move before they could throw another fireball. You can't do any of that stuff in this game. The Lariat is horrible. Even after you block it, it's like has the recovery of like 10,000 knights, and you just drive impacted for free. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. It can't hit cross-ups. It's not invincible to air attacks for the first like 5 frames. So if you use it at the last second, you still get hit by jump attacks. Not only that, his legs aren't in air invul. So if you have a character like Luke who punches low enough, he punches you in the legs before he can hit you because there's 15 frames of startup. He has a 15 frame startup anti-air. Why? 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 Oh my God, it's so bad. It is seriously so bad. And sure, OD Lariat exists, but man, that doesn't make up for the fact that regular Lariat is just absolute garbage. I have never seen this move this bad in my entire life. It just makes me super, super depressed. Oh man, all of my buffs are on the Zangief Lariat, man. Everything that I would do to fix Zangief is like on this one move, man. So, but that unfortunately is my only kind of lighthearted, humorous worsts of the year. Because from this point it goes downhill real fast. Because number 2, honestly, worst of the year, someone in the chat actually called it Twitter. Dude, the last episode, I had 3 chapters and I called them like Twitter sucks, Twitter really sucks. No, like Twitter just sucks. And honestly, Twitter had, X, whatever you want to call it. I refuse to call it X. It's so bad now. It's unusable. Like the bot problem is horrible, but also that whole idea of engagement farming to get impressions to earn money has really changed it so that it's even more about inciting people than it is about discussion anymore. Now people out there are just saying absolute inane shit just to get other people riled up for those impressions and to try to make money on Twitter. But also, it's also really bad because I feel like the FGC just lives there, right? The FGC lives there. I said this last episode. The FGC has nowhere to go. Back in the days, whenever someone got into the fighting game community, they're like, yo, there's a whole scene out there. Where do I learn more? Go to shoryuken.com. And you would go there and you would find the forums and then you would start communicating with people. Nowadays, it's like, yo, this fighting game is cool. Where do I go learn about it? Well, you could split yourself amongst 700 discords, or you can go to Twitter. And like you go to Twitter and it's just horrible because that's where people go to vent. That's where people go to get mad. That's where people, sound really bitter about everything. And so that's why a lot of people find that the FGC feels so negative. That's why they all feel it's like the negativity is such a problem. And then it's just on top of that, like I said, it's just so unusable. It's a horrible platform. You can't get any accurate gauge of anything. Everybody uses the stupid For You tab. And so, sure enough, all they do is throw out the tweets that do cause the most, engagement and stuff. And so most people, it's just a shock site now. It's awful. It's really, really awful. Oh, Super Combo GG forums. Okay. I'll check those out. I'll check those out. But, I mean, we really are in a position right now where, the main area of communication for the FGC is just so bad. And I can't call it useless because it still does a lot of the things that it does. I still get the word out of events. That's how we spread things. I mean, a lot of what Twitter does still works. And so we're still forced to continue to use it. We have to keep using it, unfortunately, but it's so bad. The lack of moderation is such a problem on Twitter. Like, we just don't have the ability to stop a lot of the stupidity that actually happens. And yeah, and that's another good one. Anti-Mage talking about how the FGC history is being erased because you can't search anything on Twitter. All of the tech goes away, all of the information, all the wonderful discussions go away, and they're impossible to follow anyway on Twitter. And so we're losing so much history on there, which is why, like, when the SRK forums were going away, there was such a strong push to preserve the forums, preserve the threads, because there's still a lot of great information on there. Even to this day, you can still find some wonderful posts on how do you use this character in Super Turbo, like you can find a bunch of wonderful things on there still. And on Twitter, it's just impossible. So yeah, Twitter is really awful. Twitter is terrible, terrible, terrible. And I mean, the fact that Twitter is number 2 means that number 1 has got to be something that's really awful and really, really depressing and such, because it's hard to get worse than Twitter. But honestly, the worst of the year, and I know this happens many years, but I don't know, this year it just seemed like it was, I don't know, it felt more brutal this last year. And that's just us losing people in the FGC. We lost a lot of people in the FGC this last year, but, some very important people. I talked about Nanai earlier, the Japanese commentator from Street Fighter League. But, a guy like Piano Densetsu, who lost his battle to cancer, again, he was like one of the kindest people on the internets. He was one of the nicest streamers. He was just such a kind person out there. And then Lily Ko, aka Elko, was a SoCal Marvel player who I was very, very close with. She also lost her battle to cancer as well. And that one. I mean, she had cancer for quite some time. She knew she didn't have much longer to live, but, it's so brutal. And I mean, again, she was a wonderful person. She had been through so much and she made it out, of the other side of going through some horrible situations. And then, it's just like life was just like, nope, sorry, and it kills me. It kills me because she deserved to be so happy. She deserves so much happiness. And yeah, people in the chat already mentioning it, but Flo, obviously, I mean, the thing that, oh man, this hit me so hard. So on Christmas and on New Year's, I usually go through my texts and I text everybody a Happy New Year and I text everybody a Merry Christmas. And as I scrolled through there, I ran into Flo's name. And that, I was just like seeing that just made it hurt all over again. And that was brutal. So Flo, I mean, absolutely was one of my favorite people. There are few people, I mean, I talked about, Mike Ross and Cien for Versus Vortex, but Mike Ross and Flo was another one of those just amazing personalities, mixing great chemistry when they did the Capcom Pro Talk. Flo, I mean, he was just the kindest person. He talked a lot of smack, but he knew to talk smack to his friends. It wasn't ever, designed to be mean or cruel. He was one of the kindest people. He shared so much with everybody. He gave a lot to a lot of people out there, man. He really spread the love and spread the wealth. Flo was a wonderful human being, and so obviously losing Flo, hurt. Obviously losing all of these people hurt, and I know I miss a bunch of them. Those are the ones, of course, that, hit me the most hard. But, hopefully they're all in a better place. Hopefully they're all doing well. And it's just a reminder to do your best to say hello and say I love you to everybody that you know, to all your friends, to all your families. Do not take advantage of the fact that they're still here right now. Make sure that you let them know why they're so important to you. So, yeah, that's what I have for worst of the year. Obviously, it's hard to get worse than that. So, but I mean, honestly, to say that I miss so many of these people, like I said, Lily and Flo for me, Lily and Ari Weintraub, two people I was very, very close with. To lose both of them is very difficult. So thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan, being such a nice little cuddle bug over here. But I know that's a little bit depressing, so let's actually move on to the random select of the year, where we can be a little more inane and a little bit more completely random. This is where the awards just don't make any sense, and it's just whatever. I just want to talk about this kind of things and stuff like that. Every year I try to put in one goofy thing that's actually about me. And so the random select of the year this year is my hair. What is going on with this hair? Last year I got it cut right before Capcom Cup, and I looked at all the pictures of myself before Capcom Cup, and I was just like, I am not happy with that haircut, so I'm going to let it rock this year for Capcom Cup, and then I'll probably get it cut a little bit afterwards. But I mean, I had no idea. I haven't cut it for a year, obviously, since I cut it right before Capcom Cup before. I had no idea my hair could actually get this long and continue to grow this long, but I kind of like it. I mean, you guys let me know. Do you want me to keep the longer hair, or should I cut it back to short hair, James, that was from a long time ago? Oh, thank you, Foo. Appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. You guys think I should cut? Do you like it with the long hair, or do you think you like it better with the short hair at this point? So, keep it long, but try doing a style. Yeah. Oh man. My intention is probably to cut it shorter, but still long, basically. So still longer, not like the buzz kind of thing that I used to do on the back and the sides. So, yeah, basically kind of what I'm going to do. Cut it a little bit shorter and then let it grow out again. We'll see. we'll see what happens. So, no, I don't think dreadlocks is going to work. But yeah, I had no idea that this hair could do this, and it's been a fascinating experience. Sometimes I look at pictures of myself from the FGC and I can't even recognize myself. It's been very, very weird. All right. So number 2, random. Nathan is not letting me move my mouse. He just sat on my mouse. Jesus. This is, I just have to do this because this has been one of the coolest parts about the last year of sort of related to fighting games. But my second random select of the year is that, dude, Zelina Vega is awesome. AKA Miss Thea Trinidad. Zelina Vega, who is one of the color commentators added to Street Fighter 6. Dude, she's awesome, dude. Like, I just started following her out of just like fighting in Street Fighter 6 commentator solidarity. But she actually turned out to be like the most wholesome human being ever. She's hilarious. She does these awesome skits where she like, you know, speaks in kid voice or like weird like dude bro voice to other wrestlers just to troll them. She had the awesome Jury cosplay, where she even did her critical art. Dude, and then my friend who watches WWE was like, hey, you want to watch some of her matches? And then like he pulled up some of her matches. Like she literally like body slammed someone off of a ladder, from the ladder, on a ladder, onto another ladder. It was the crazy. You have to look it up. It doesn't make any sense. Like, how does that work? But she did it. So she's not only just like really, really funny. I mean, she has this really nice podcast that she's been doing and stuff. And, you know, she's really a true gamer. She did a lot of stuff with the 10-0 crew back in the day as well. She's even come in and raided my stream a couple of times. She's actually just raided my stream and she's just like, hey, what's going on? Or she'll just jump in and say hi and gift a bunch of subs to me and stuff. Like, I'm just like, what? Like you're Zelina Vega. You're like big WWE personality, and I'm just whoever. And like she's coming in here and saying hello to me and stuff. And yeah, she's really awesome. I have not been more pleasantly surprised and happy to see just how awesome she is. And they just had a WWE event in Puerto Rico, and she's Puerto Rican. And dude, like those clips right there where the audience is just cheering for her and seeing the kind of emotion that ran over her and just the tears flowing and just how much that meant to her and stuff, you know, it's just, man, again, it's just like the wholesomeness. The wholesomeness is crazy. Yeah, I've never been part of the crazy wrestling and fighting game crossover, but I get it now. I get it. And seriously, shout outs to Thea Trinidad. Of course, that's what you'll see her as in Street Fighter 6, aka Zelina Vega. But shout outs to her. She's awesome, dude. She's like I said, it's just what a wonderful person. What a good human being. She's just been wonderful, and learning more and more about her is really cool. Is really, really cool. All right, so number 1, this is going to be weird because this has nothing to do with fighting games. This just has nothing to do with fighting games at all whatsoever. And this probably should have been on the worst of the year, but because it's not fighting game related, I don't have it over there. But this is completely out of left field, but that's what Random Select of the Year award is. And so my number 1 is fuck AI, dude. Like, oh my God. Oh my God, I am so pissed off at all the stupid shit that this is doing, dude. Honestly, like, dude, that Wacom put out an ad thing that used AR. The Wacom tablet put out AI art. Hello, you know that when they did that Red Bull Kumite in South Africa, they actually at first used AI art for all the players. Like humanity the soul, my empathic nature. Everything about me is about connecting to another human being, and the fact that we are now there was, what was the example? There was some news site that was just posting out just absolute AI garbage just to get people to click on things. And it's just, we're losing so much of the humanity of the human race. And I hate everything about it. I hate everything about what we're using AI for. There's obviously a lot of good that AI could have been used for, like, analyzing, patterns to figure out who's more susceptible to certain types of cancers, etc. There's like analyzing traffic patterns to figure out solutions, how to solve these things. There are a lot of great uses, but why is it every time we come up with something like this, we use it for the absolute worst thing possible? Dude, I think it was like Rip who retweeted a super famous Twitch streamer model, what is it, Amaranth, right? And she apparently just tweeted out a picture of herself as AI art. It wasn't even actually a photo of her. They just posted AI art of her. And it's like, what the hell? What the hell, dude? Come on. Like, now we can't even have, like, it's just like, it's so bad. Like, are we really all that lazy? And the way that I always say it is that, everyone who's pro AI art really are people who they're so angry and bitter that other people have talent, because they don't think that talent is actually something you learn. Everybody thinks that all these people who know how to draw are so lucky they were born with the artist gene. And yet, when you look at every artist, their first drawings are terrible. They're horrible. And it takes a lot for them to learn and understand. They don't see the years that go into it. And so because they think all these other people cheated the system by being born with talent, they think that it's fair for them to bypass that and steal other people's work and pass it off as their own talent. Oh, I'm the one who puts in the prompts. You can't create this like I can because I'm skilled at creating the prompts. No, you aren't. You're skilled at telling the computer how to steal. That's all you're skilled at doing, man. There's nothing skillful. There's no talent to that at all. Like, seriously, just like understand that it takes a lot of work. If you want to be able to create art like other people, you can start learning right now. Go start taking some art classes, man. Like, learn art the real way. I freaking hate what AI is doing, and it's spreading to all these things. You can't trust anything anymore. Someone else had a wonderful tweet that I just retweeted. Now, every time you see art, you have to spend a second or two going, is this AI? You can't just see an art and be like, this is beautiful. Someone created this. We're getting to the point where AI is mimicking people's voices. You can't trust quotes anymore. It's horrible. It's horrible. Like, it is turning the world into an absolute shit show, honestly. So, like, we need to have more regulations. We can't stop it, but we need better regulations and really dude, ChatGPT just tried to file a lawsuit that it's okay for them to break copyrights. They were just trying to fight for a law that they have the ability to break copyright, but nobody else can because they need it to power their thing. So they're just trying to basically get the ability to steal legitimately. And it's like, oh, dude, right. So many artists are so frustrated with AI, they might quit. Someone actually was doing a work in progress on stream, got like 80% of the way through, but hadn't finished it. And then someone took that art that they showed on stream, fed it into an AI to finish it so that they could get their own version of that art that they were enjoying from the artist. Like, how fucked up is that? How fucked up is that? Honestly, like, it's so stupid. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. And God, if there's anything that I could try to stop right now, it's all this stupid AI nonsense out there. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Oh, anyways, I can talk about this forever, so I'll stop now. So, oh man. Yeah, very random, very random. But let's actually get to the personal fighting game resolutions of the year. Let's get to the personal resolutions. Right, yeah. Like I said, there's really no way to stop it. The best that we can do now is try to introduce the legislation to prevent that people from stealing, basically, to make it so that there are repercussions for stealing people's art, for you know, or to pass off AI art as anything but AI art. Like, if you make AI art, it has to be by law, like shown that, like how you have to put hashtag ad on Twitter's stuff when you're paid to tweet something. Like, it's actually required by law that you're supposed to do that. That all AI art has to be at least like flagged, or, you know, nobody can display it without saying that it's AI art or something like that. Oh, okay. Anyway, personal fighting game resolutions. I hinted at this already. But unfortunately, one of the bad things about Street Fighter 6 coming out this year and me enjoying it so much is that I just haven't played anything else. I haven't messed with Johnny in Guilty Gear at all. I just took him to training mode. I've barely touched Grand Blue, and I really need to be better about that. I need to play more of the fighting games. I need to keep myself diverse. I need to understand all the other games so I can do a Texas Showdown of commentating 8 different games in the weekend, or a First Attack of commentating 7 games during the weekend. The streaming is hard. The streaming does make it hard because I feel like every time I play fighting games, I should be streaming. That does make it a little bit hard. But I mean, honestly, why aren't I? Like, why aren't I streaming myself learning more Grand Blue and stuff like that? It's kind of weird. I've just been bad about streaming again every year because it's just it's the ADHD. I'm still trying to work on fixing that. I know I talked about it last year, the ADHD problems, but I'm working on it. Unfortunately, during the holidays, this holiday season, I ran out of my prescription on certain things, and I can kind of feel it now. Like, this last couple of weeks, I've just been like, man, why do I feel so unmotivated? I'm like, are these ADHD meds really not just working at all? And then I remembered I haven't been taking ADHD meds for like 2 weeks because I ran out, and my doctor went on vacation, and I haven't been able to contact him again to get a refill. So yeah, you know, hopefully I can get that actually fixed again. Yeah, and I enjoy streaming and learning and stuff like that. So I need to work on just playing more fighting games again, getting back into the other games and not being only focused on Street Fighter 6. But goddamn, Street Fighter 6 is so fun. Like, getting Zangief to Masters was a blast, dude. I was just having a grand old time doing that. You know, that sounds like it should be pain and suffering and misery, but I really enjoyed getting him to Masters. And speaking of getting Zangief to Masters, my second resolution, and this is completely in conflict with number 3, but I want to get more characters to master. I've gotten Kimberly to master. I got Zangief to master, and kind of in the same way, you know, how Ringe is doing a lot of the research. You know, one of the things that makes a player like Sajam so strong at commentaries, he gets everybody to master. He knows all the intricate details about a lot of the characters. I've actually gotten a lot better about it with 6 than I was even in 5. But that's just because at 5, at one point, there just was too many characters. It's so hard. But, with Street Fighter 6, with the different point systems for every character, getting as many characters I can to master will really help me learn the characters as much as possible. And actually, Transcend and Factory Worker 1, Cammy and Aki are the next two characters I'm going to try to do that with. Honestly. So Cammy's probably the next one I'm going to try, because there should be no reason why my Cammy is so bad. So I want to see if I can learn how to use her better. But then Aki, for sure, I want to get her into master, just also so I can do better at teaching, at giving Faye some more advice on how to use Aki as well, because that way I have more knowledge of the character as well. I've been inspired by watching guys like Broski and all the crazy things that he does with Aki, because it's so cool. But yeah, Cammy. Chen is another one I really want to, because I think she's fun, and I think she'd be my favorite top tier character to use. So Chen might be another one that I really, really want to get into. So I haven't ran another Shoryuken in a long time. Apologies to Investigation Cone. I know I should put that down in here as a personal resolution. I don't know. Maybe it kind of ties in with number one a little bit in a way. So yeah, I told you, Necromancy Black. It's in contrast. It contradicts number 3. Which is, I need to play other fighting games, and then the other one is, I want to play as much 6 as possible. I said that, like literally, I said that they are in contrast with each other, but I don't know what to do. Because I just really enjoy 6, and I shouldn't take that away from myself. So I'll figure out a way to do it. And I still need to get Master in TGM too. So I still need to. It's so weird. It's like I don't stream. But then every time I do stream, I feel like I don't have enough time to stream all the stuff I want to stream. If I could learn to stream more consistently, I wonder if I can actually get through half the things that I want to get through. Yep, stream more and sleep and eat less. That's the idea. I mean, currently, I've been obsessed with playing a game right now that I've been playing off stream because I just don't want people spoiling the game. A puzzle game called The Witness. I've just been like completely stuck on it. I can't stop playing it. Oh man, but that at least shows me that I can play games offline. I just have to learn to do that to get through some of these one-player games. But number one FGC resolution this year is really to try to up my content game. I was really surprised. Last year, I felt like I did a really decent job with the channel. I hit some videos that got a lot of views. I was consistent with putting content out every week. Every time I don't put content out for a week, it actually hurts really badly. And so, I've been getting consistently around 2K views on my average videos, which is actually not bad. I mean, to be able to say you're on YouTube and getting 2,000 views it's not easy. That's a very difficult thing. But I see guys like the Diaphones and the Kizzy K's and the Broskis and stuff, and they're getting average 10,000 to 15,000 to 20,000 views on their videos, and the guys getting the 100,000 sub awards from YouTube, etc., etc. I really want to see if I can get to that point. I mean, the Ultra Chen kind of is my own brand image. It's weird. That's another problem, is that Ultra Chen TV and Chenzor Dynasty really conflict with each other right now. It's hard to be very consistent. The problem is Ultra Chen has built up a large audience and it has a history, but Chenzor Dynasty is more based off of me personally. So I'm having trouble figuring out which way to go. But see, that's the interesting thing, Necromancy Black, because a lot of these guys aren't even that clickbaity, right? Like Diaphones aren't even really that clickbaity when you look at his stuff. I used to think it was the long form content, but like I said, that latest video that Diaphone put up, where is my mouse cursor? Here's my mouse cursor. He has a 2-hour video that has 56K views. Like, it's crazy. Like, obviously, I just have to do better with the content game, making it for people that are interested. Yeah, I need to do more like fixed content. All of this stuff, the Tuesday show stuff that I put up, you know, I need to get like an editor to help me do this part so I can work on other stuff. And so my first Attack 2023, which I started in the middle of the year when Street Fighter 6 came out, and then just kind of tapered off again. I'm going to get back onto that. Shout outs to El Gato for getting me a teleprompter, which is going to be very, very helpful for me on making those. So, but yeah, I want to do better. I want to do better. I want to make better content. I want to up my content game, because YouTube content is how you make your living. Like, Twitch streaming is possible, but it really does come from the YouTube stuff. I mean, you know, if you have that many views on every video that you put out, if you have 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K from every video you put out, you can live a pretty sustainable life. And I think that that's really, really important. Don't you even dare, Doc Helmet. Don't you even dare. Don't you even dare. But yeah, I mean, again, I feel like the content that I create here right now with this kind of discussion is unique. And I think it's very good content, because nobody discusses things the way that I do. But hopefully I can do better, and we'll see what I can do. So we'll see what I can do. But that's also going to come with continuing to work on my ADHD meds, continuing to work on that, and trying to do better anti-ADHD practices and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes, but that's the goal. I really got to do this. I really got to up my content game. And I don't know, maybe I'll start streaming and then putting up all of my road to masters with each character, because I wonder if my Zangief footage actually would have been enjoyed. People watching me do stupid double drive rush into 720s and stuff like that. And maybe people can actually get lessons off of that. Maybe I need to find an editor to actually trim those down to the key matches as well. So we'll see how it goes. But, you know, if I can actually get to that point, it would be very nice. So, okay. So that's the Ultra Chen TV Awards for 2023. Again, last year on Worst of the Year, I literally had a category that was just this year, because 2022 I thought was awful, because that's when the big horrible sewage flood happened at the end of the year, and then just all these other small little stupid things happened. Had no idea it was going to bleed all the way through 2023 and make 2023 probably the toughest year of my life, and just have all these other things that kept happening during 2023 that just kept making it worse and worse. And so I didn't want to back-to-back put this year as, you know, one of the worst ofs. But honestly, 2023 has been brutal for me. And so, knock on wood, I can only hope 2024 is better. I really, really hope that this stupid flood thing can get resolved with the city. Really would be nice to see the pandemic actually start to go down a little bit. In case you guys don't know, JNV doesn't seem to know or missed all of my streams about it. Our underground parking garage for our condo complex got flooded by biohazardous category 3 biohazardous waste from the sewer pipes of the city, because there was a clog in the city. It flooded the underground parking, but unfortunately the room that I rent out to a roommate, to my tenant, Olaf, is down there. So it got completely damaged and destroyed by the flood. The city was like, oops, sorry, that's our bad. Just fix it and we'll reimburse you. And then I was like, cool. So my roommate had to move out for 6 months. So I lost 6 months of rent from him. I spent a ton of money fixing the room paying a water restoration company, going into debt against that water restoration company, telling them I'll owe them as soon as I get the money from the insurance or back from the city. Spent all my own money to fix the flooring, to do all these other things into it. And then once I got that all taken care of, the city was like, no, actually it wasn't our fault. It's the lateral lines of your complex. Those are individual responsibility, not our fault. And so they basically said I was getting no money to get all my money back from everything that I spent. The insurance company, then I hired a lawyer to go after with a lawsuit against the city. The insurance company was like, wow, this water restoration company is charging too much. We're only giving you a fraction to cover parts of the water restoration company. But there's no leftover for me, because they were like, you're suing them, so maybe you'll get the money from there. So here's just this tiny bit of money to give the money to the water restoration company. The water restoration company hounded me for months because I still owed them money. Eventually, my lawyer talked to them, and now that they have a lien on the case, so if we win money, they automatically get paid back. But the city also lags on everything. So even though I talked to the lawyer over a year ago, we're still in the middle of nowhere. And we're just sitting here waiting for the city to actually respond to us, basically. And they have every right to just take as long as they can, because they want to just hope you give up after a while. So basically, in the last year, I have spent a ton of money fixing everything, and I have not received a single penny back. So I have, that's why I couldn't make combo breakers. First combo breaker I've missed in forever. I couldn't make CEO. First CEO I've missed in forever because I couldn't afford to fly out to any of these events. I've had to borrow money from friends, which I've already well over expended past. So basically I've just been like penny pinching to the best of my ability. And that's the thing, is I don't want to set up a GoFundMe. Like, that's just stupid. Like, I can't do it. It's like, this doesn't make any sense to get a GoFundMe, because if I set one up, if I actually get anything from the city, I'd pay everybody back. And it's like, it's not what I want to do. I don't want to put this burden on the community out there, which is why I haven't really talked about it all that much very publicly either. But it has been brutal this past year. It has been very, very, very difficult. I have had so many friends, basically charity, pay for meals for me, or like, we'll go do something fun, and they're like, we'll cover your tickets and stuff. And it's just like, it feels awful, man. I tell you, it feels awful, awful, awful. I hate being this kind of position where I have to rely on other people's kindness, for these kind of things. So it's a tough situation, but, hopefully we'll see what happens with the lawyer in the city, Yep, it does typical for governments to drag out cases as long as possible. Yep, and that's what I'm doing, so that's the situation that I'm in. It's been very, very difficult for me. That's why I never played MK1. I can't afford to buy MK1. That's why, when Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, I first started streaming, I streamed the free version. And then I found out their PR company actually just sent me a code. Anyway, before I even asked for it, it was just in my email. So I got a chance to play it. But it's one of the reasons why, I haven't been able to partake in a lot of things. I haven't been able to procure a free copy of MK. Oh, man. That's why I can barely buy costumes. Someone actually donated me money to buy MK. And, they were like, you don't have to buy MK. And I was just like, God damn it, I need this money for other things. And so I actually just didn't buy MK. It's a tough situation, man. So, and that's the thing. Stream more, get that streaming bucks. It's hard. It's a lot of work. But that's why I've got to up my content game this year. So, but yeah, that'll be it for now. I mean, I have a donation link too. If you guys really want to donate outside of a GoFundMe, that works too. The donations, I think, take the least cut out of that kind of thing. So again, that's options there. But like I said, I feel bad about it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to rely on viewers all the time for, cat surgeries and ergonomic chairs and sewage disasters and stuff. I just feel bad about it. So, but again, I can't stop you guys, and I won't stop you guys. So if you guys want to just donate, you can always do that as well. You can find the donate link on my Jay Chenzor streams. So. In any case, that's all I have for today. So thank you guys once again for those of you who do support and continue to watch on YouTube. I really, really appreciate it very much. So that's the Ultra Chen 2023 Awards and a little bit of my retrospective on how my 2023 has been, which hasn't been great. But hopefully next year it gets better, and I think everything will be great. So thank you guys for tuning in. Do you prefer we sub here or at the Jay Chenzor channel? Either works. I get the money the same way. So it's either neither here nor there. I guess maybe the Jay Chenzor one, because that's the one I'll be streaming on more. So the more subs I have on there, the more impressive it looks, I guess. But I have had some online tournaments, but there's like 7 bazillion online tournaments these days, Slice Boo. It's like there's no room for them anymore, man. Sure You Can Scrimmage is probably the best one that I have, which I should probably do. But in any case, thank you guys for tuning in. For those of you guys on YouTube, thank you for the support. Leave comments down below to see what kind of content you'd like me to stream all of 2024. And I appreciate that very, very much. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the support as always. Let's make this 2024 a great one. And I mean, obviously for you guys, it's already great, because the day that this podcast graced your ears was the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.